What's up, guys? I'm here bringing you an RU match that I had the other night. And first off, I want to talk about my team a little bit. I really wanted to use a Buffalant because a head charge from a reckless Buffalant fucks shit up. So I really wanted to use a team with him. And then I was thinking about how cool he would be if he were able to pass him a Swords Dance and a couple speed boosts. So I am using probably my favorite lead of all time, which is a Sash Jask. It's basically a Ninjask with a Focus Sash. He's got the Swords Dance, Baton Pass, Protect, and U-Turn. And the idea here is you go for the Swords Dance first turn, because most people know that Ninjasks like to protect and like to hit sub, so they're going to go right for the attack. Knocks you down to your Sash. Then you go for a Protect. You're going to end up with +2 speed and +2 attack. And then you can Baton Pass that to something. In this case, I got my Buffalant and Medicham, which are both max HP, max attack. So they can both take a hit and then proceed to wreck face from there. Another interesting thing is on my Buffalant, I do have the Shell Bell. And the reason for that is, if he's got a +2, he's going to be OHKOing things with Head Charge. And then where Leftovers only recovers 1/16 of your health, and you get 1/3 recoil from Head Charge, Shell Bell is actually going to give you 1/8 of the damage that you did back. So you get 1/3 in recoil, but then recover an 1/8 if you OHKO him. So in certain situations, it does help to negate the recoil. And then other than that, I got the defensive Ferrothorn, I got specially defensive Lantern, and then I got a max HP, max special attack, Sheer Force Nidoqueen. You know all about that. Now, looking at this other guy's team, I see that he's got 3 Regenerator dudes. I think the only one he's missing is Tangela, who I do believe is still RU. I think Tangrowth is UU. So he's got 3 of those guys and a Steelix. So I knew this was going to be a really annoying match. And I actually faced this guy early on in the night. It was one of the first matches I had, and he ended up sweeping me with the Gallade. So I went back, made a couple EV changes, and I found him again. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to lose this time. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, so he's leading off with the Steelix, I'm leading off my Ninjask. Last time I played, he went right for the rocks, so I'm just going to go for a Sword Dance. But then I know these things like to carry Roar or Dragon Tail, so I'm going to go for the Protect. And sure enough, he does have the Roar. So because of that, I'm just going to go for the U-Turn, just get all some damage. And I'm going to U-Turn into my Buffalant, because Buffalant is probably the worst matchup against Steelix, so I didn't want to get roared out into him. So I went into him to get roared out. Get roared out into Ferroseed, that's fine. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed, just try and get some health from that thing if he wants to stay in. But he does go to the Gallade. Now last time he brought in Gallade in my Ferroseed, he set up a Swords Dance and then wrecked my team. So this time he doesn't go for the Swords Dance, and I go straight for the Gyro Ball, and I get a crit. And I was so happy about that. I usually feel bad, but I didn't feel bad at all. It would have been a 2-hit KO anyway, so I'm not really worried. Now he brings an Aerodactyl. I just go for the Leech Seed to get some health and kind of see what he does. That Earthquake does a decent damage, so I am assuming he's banded, but I know I can take another hit, so I use this chance to set up my rocks. Now Amoonguss comes in, and of course he's going to go for the Spore. So I leave Ferroseed in as sleep fodder. He switches out to his Slowking, as I do switch out back to my Ninjask. Just figuring I might as well try and pass the Sword Dance again while he can't put me to sleep. So now I go for the Protect just to see what the Slowking wants to do, and he goes for the T-Wave. Now, I make a kind of risky play here. Predicting him to go for the T-Wave again, I actually Baton Pass my +1 speed to my Nidoqueen. But he makes a good play and actually goes straight for the Dragon Tail. So luckily for me, he hits me out into Lantern. Lantern definitely walls this thing, as you'll see later the rest of his moves. So anyway, I figured he'd probably go into Amoonguss, but just in case he wanted to stay and Toxic me, I went for my own Toxic. And he does go into the Amoonguss, so I switch out, go back into my Ferroseed, just because I don't think this thing can do anything to me. And now I see he has the Stun Spore. So now I know that he's pretty much Giga Drain, Stun Spore, Spore, and probably Clear Smog. So he can't do anything to Ferroseed, but I believe I just stay in here because I know he can't do anything to me, so I'm just trying to wake up. And now, I don't think Slowking can do too much, so now I'm really just staying and really trying to wake up. But if I do lose my Pharisee, it's not the worst thing because his team is mostly stallish itself, so Pharisee's not going to do too much. Anyway, I do wake up. I missed the Leech Seed, but that doesn't matter at all because if Slowking has a Regenerator, he would have gotten all the health back anyway. So I do let him kill off my Ferrothorn, so now I can get a safe switch into my Lantern. And I know Lantern walls this thing, and I know he's probably going to go into Amoonguss again, but just in case, I wanted to go for the Toxic because Toxic on either of his walls would be great. So anyway, goes to the Amoonguss. Now I send out Ninjask as both kind of sleep fodder and death fodder because at least with this Steelix around, I'm not going to be able to really pass off anything. So he is pretty useless. And now I see he does have the Clear Smog. So, no big deal. Anyway, sends in my Medicham now threaten him out with the Psycho Cut. And that is what I go for. I figure it'll get off solid damage on anything. And Slowking does come in, and I am Expert Belted, but I don't want to reveal that yet. So I switch out, go back to Lantern, actually predicting the T-Wave again. That is what he goes for, so I get my health back. And now, I believe this is the third time he's going to switch into Amoonguss. I actually thought maybe this time he wouldn't switch because he switched the other two times and he might predict me to predict that switch. But now I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam, reveal that I have it, as he goes for the Spore. And he takes that Ice Beam pretty well, so he's obviously mostly specially bulky. Now I go into my Nidoqueen because I don't think he can do too much to me, but that Giga Drain actually does more than I thought it would. But anyway, I know he's threatened by the Flamethrower or the Ice Beam, so he's going to switch into Slowking. And now I make some great predictions. Go for the T-Ball, predicting the Slowking to come in. Now I'm predicting either the Steelix or the Amoonguss to come in, so I'm just going to go for the Earth Power. It is what happens. Get off really nice damage on that thing. And now I'm either going to kill this thing with an Ice Beam or kill the predicted Aerodactyl to take the Earth Power. So I do go for the Ice Beam, and it does switch. And those are some good plays on my part that probably really helped me win this match because now both of his more offensive guys are gone. But I can't kill an Almola with a T-Ball from that range, so I switch to my Lantern just to kind of see what he's going to do. Maybe try and get the Wake. I know I can't get a first turn, but maybe here I get it. Amoonguss comes in. I am asleep. I'm just going to stay in. And now here, I wanted to see if he would go for the Stun Spore, predicting my switch. So, at the same time, I'm also trying to wake up, get off an Ice Beam, but he does go straight for the Giga Drain. And I'm still going to stay in and try and wake up just to get off an Ice Beam. But he does end up going for the Giga Drain again. So now I'm confident that he's probably not going to go for the Stun Spore on this turn. So I'm pretty safe to go into my Medicham. I should be able to take that pretty well. I am max HP. And then I can threaten him out with the Psycho Cut. So now I know he's probably going to switch, but again, Psycho Cut should do decent damage to something. He switched into the Slowking, who does resist it. But now here, I'm going to reveal that I'm not choiced. I am Expert Belted. Go for the T-Punch and take him out. I actually have no choice users on this team, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, I cannot take an Almola out with the T-Punch, so I'm going to fodder out my Lantern because it is asleep. And I know that as long as I have Medicham and Nidoqueen, I should be able to take out all of his walls that he has left. But now, the idea is just to go out to Boufflant and try and get as much damage on everything as possible. And here, it's going to get a little bit stally, so I'm going to speed up a bit. Basically, we're each going to try and Earthquake each other, try and get as much damage, because I really just want this thing weak enough where I can come in and easily take it out with whatever I want. So we're both going for Earthquake. We're both doing 29%. Now he switches into his Almola. I know he's going to go for the Wish, which kind of sucks. And I go for the Head Charge and I get a crit and he lives with like 3% or something. So now I know the Steelix is coming back, but from this range I can't kill it with an Earthquake. He lives with 4% and he gets the Wish. And now we're basically back where we started. So now we're just going to keep earthquaking, earthquake, earthquake. And now I think here he makes a questionable play. Either he thought I was going to switch out, or he thought Alomomola would be able to take a hit and then get off another wish. But either way, that does nothing. That definitely helps me out because now the Alomomola is just weaker. But anyway, here he finally kills out my Boufflant, which works out fine because I can bring my Nidoqueen. I'll easily be able to take this thing out with an Earth Power, and now I do that. Now he brings in his Moongus, and I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. I don't know if it'll kill, and it's so close, he almost dies, but he's able to Spore me. And now, I know from this range, I should be able to take out both guys that he has left with the Medicham. So I'm just going to leave my Nidoqueen in, maybe get the Wake and kill him, but if not, just fodder him out so that I can bring in my Medicham and take it over from there. So he does finally kill me off. Now I'm free to go into Medicham. Obviously the Psycho Cut's coming. He's going to switch into Alomomola to try and take it, but it's not going to take it real well, especially from this range. So he does live it, but now I'm just going to go for the T-Punch for style points. And that's going to take it out no problem. He's going to switch into his Amoonguss, and from this range a Psycho Cut is going to take him out. So that was a pretty good game. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I will hopefully be uploading some more stuff soon. See ya.